Yo, yo, yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm speaking to you guys today about God is protecting you from the person you thought you wanted. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you click on the link in the description down below and watch the free end-to-end presentation of the High Value Blueprint. This is an intensive 8 to 16 week custom coaching program that helps a man go from complacent 99 percenter to 1% full stack male, enhancing his health, wealth, and relationships by becoming his most masculine, dominant, fulfilled, motivated version. Custom program. Check that link, check the end-to-end presentation down below. Now, God is protecting you from the person you thought you wanted. The reason why he is protecting you, because the Most High is all good, is because he knows that you deserve better. He knows that you deserve better. The reason this is usually you become attracted to a person, and it usually is based off physical attraction. When you first meet them, it usually becomes is usually based off physical attraction. So you do whatever in your power, to get on their best side. You do everything to get on their best side. You put in a lot of initial effort to try to get closer, to try to get in the same physical location as her. All these different things that you do to try to get in the same place as her, to try to quote unquote shoot your shot, take your shot. But usually, when you're mostly just looking at her from a physical standpoint, there's a lot of things that you don't really know about her. There's a lot of things that you probably don't know about her, and usually sometimes when it looks good on the outside, there might be a whole wreck on the inside, and this is what it usually is. So he is protecting you from this, because what you see on the outside, great physical characteristics, great physical features, there could be a dying breed on the inside. So he is protecting you from what you thought you wanted, because he just starts to realize, what you start to realize is, as you grow older as a man, you grow older, you grow wiser, you become more valuable to society. You declare for yourself that you want better. You want better, and you want better, not basically solely based on just physical looks, but in terms of spirit, in terms of the personality of the insides, the person who's on the actual inside, the spirit of the person. This is what you actually try to look out for, because look, people can look physically enticing on the outside, but inside, their femininity, their value, it drops. They're super insecure. They're super insecure. They're just they're living in just shame. They might be living in guilt. They might be living in paranoia. And at this point, you don't have time for that. You only have time for people authenticity. You only have time for people who are authentic to who you are, because you yourself are becoming a lot more authentic yourself. So you can only correlate with people who are living in their authenticity. So you don't really there's no correlation between someone who may look physically good on the outside, but on the inside, their personality, their value, what their values, all these things, they're very shallow. They're not in-depth people like you. They have very shallow values. They're living in guilt, they're living in shame, they're living in fear, they're paranoid, they're insecure, and they realize that you are a light to them, and the light is too bright for some people, and some people tend to choose to live in the darkness, and they can only be along with people who also live in darkness, or whose light isn't as bright as yours. This is what you have to realize. So maybe the things that you wanted is actually, not getting them is actually a very good thing. I think it was someone who was saying, realized not getting what you want could actually be the most lucky thing that happened to you, or something like that. You have to realize this, because you start to realize when you grow, you start to realize that you start looking out for a bit of different things. You don't like egotistical people. You don't like people who are not, who are not authentic. You only like people who are authentic, down to earth, comfortable in their own skin. And these people weren't comfortable in their own skin, so this is why you didn't correlate with them. Your light was too bright for them. They were living in darkness, even if they didn't look like it. They were living in darkness, and your light was too bright for them, so they couldn't hang on to the light, because the truth hurts. When you see the truth, people either gravitate towards the lights, or they shudder and they run, because they cannot handle the truth. They cannot handle the light. This is what happens. So you were getting protected. All the things that you wanted to happen, it didn't happen because you were getting protected. Because they wouldn't appreciate you as somebody else, because the values that you have, the characteristics that you have, they are ignorant of them, because they're living in a different vibration. They're living in a different atmosphere of life. Their thoughts, feelings, and actions are different from yours. Their values are different from yours, and they can't hang along with you, because you guys have different values, different value points. So you were getting protected, and you have to realize this. You did everything to try to get with them. You tried, and you start to realize the happier you became with yourself, the more things that you did to please yourself, you start to realize that they're eventually the ones who are going to be looking for you. They're going to be the ones who are chasing you, instead of the other way around, because you finally gave yourself enough value. You finally made yourself enough value to be happy in your own life, to happy in your own world, and now being with them and not being with them, you couldn't care less, because you're building something for your own. You're doing something for yourself. You're making yourself the happiest version of yourself, and this is the best thing that you can do for yourself. So you didn't get along with them. It didn't get to where you wanted it to be, because you were getting protected. Because if it would have happened and you did get what you want, you realize it might have not been the thing that you actually thought it was. Because men, they're usually idealistic lovers, quote unquote. They're idealistic. If they see a girl that they may like, they picture a whole future with them in their head, and how it could be so great. But in reality, this is usually not the case. They paint these whole pictures, these scenarios, that usually never tend to get to what it actually is, because the person that you want to have that shared future with may not see the value in you. And this is how you have to look at it. But the thing is, you have to make yourself a valuable person. You can't just sit on your butt and not be valuable, and think that, oh, I have no value. I have value just by sitting on your butt. That is delusion. A lot of people are living in delusion. You have to realize this. You have to realize it. The truth hurts. You have to realize you have to do things to make yourself fulfilled in the inside. So no matter what happens on the outside, no matter what anybody says to you, you're okay with yourself. You're okay with yourself. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, click on the end-to-end presentation and the link in the description down below, and we will see you in the next one.